Normally I do this on a poster board, but this year I'm going to be using this cork board back here to create a physical vision board for 2025. I broke each of these categories down into like 8 key areas that I want to focus on in my life and in my business. And I just think that this gave me a lot more focus when I was going through and I was like creating all the ideas or getting ideas from Pinterest. And then I put those images in Canva to put them on paper or whatever. So it would be easier to print them out. But after a while, that got a little overwhelming. So then I went back and I decided to name each of the boards on Canva. And I named each one of those with the 8 categories that I want to focus on. This made it so much easier to then put all of those images that aligned with those categories. I was able to like do a process of elimination with the images that I didn't want. I started with a bunch of images like per category, and then I would just process of elimination delete the ones that maybe didn't fit or I felt like the vibe and everything wasn't there. And I really went off like vibe and feeling and what I really felt like resonated with me and what I'm going for this year. I'm going to be looking at my tablet here, but I'm going to pop them up here on the screen. The first category is health and fitness. I do struggle with PCOS. I don't have a thyroid. My thyroid was removed, 5, 6, maybe even longer than that, maybe even 7 or 8 years ago. I don't know. Now it's been so long, but I've been struggling with my health, mental health, and all of those things for a while now. But more so speaking of like my physical health goal this year is to lose 50 pounds. That's a lot. But I want to do it in a way that feels good to me. So this means like incorporating foods that I like or that I would actually eat, because I really do need to work on like the eating portion of this too. I know some days, especially being an entrepreneur and everything like that, maybe some of you can relate to this, is like you eat or then you forget to eat. So I want to just find foods that I actually like. And I really like salads and stuff like that. So maybe coming up with different types of salads, like Caesar salads, or it was a store I used to go to when I had my 9 to 5. I used to go to this store and they had these amazing spicy kind of chicken salad, and it had this roasted corn. It was amazing. So I want to start doing things like that, like foods that I would actually eat, and then kind of like portion controlling, eating more proteins and things like that to really help with my PCOS, and then doing like low impact workouts. So my goal is to do like 2 minutes of exercise a day. That sounds like nothing, but when I was talking to my therapist, when I had a therapist a year or so ago, she reminded me of like, you don't have to do everything so fast and so like to the extreme, maybe especially if you haven't done it in a while, like something like exercising or getting any type of movement in. Like, don't just jump to saying like, I'm going to do 15 minutes of working out and you haven't maybe done that in a long time. That can cause a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety, when you haven't done it in so long. My goal is to do about like 2 minutes a day. And then each month, my goal is to increase that. So 2 minutes starting this month in January, 4 minutes in February, and so on and so on. By the end of the year, I should be at roughly 24 minutes of exercising. And then my goal is to do different types or different forms of exercise. So by then I could be walking for like, 20 to 30 minutes or something like that. Self-care is like really a focus for me this year. My goal is to work on like internal health, of course, but also external health, like skincare and stuff. I won't say that I was like super into skincare or anything like that, because I never really had money to do all of that, but just really maintaining like healthy glowy skin. I don't care if I had to slap some Vaseline on my face, like as long as my skin was looking like nourished, and keeping up with my face mask or like using sugar scrubs and really just soft, supple skin. Like that's what I want to get back to. I feel like I need to get back into like meditating and journaling a little bit more. At the beginning of my journey, I feel like I went ham with it. I went to the extreme. So then when I stopped maybe 3 years later, because I feel like I had like an overload of it. I feel like it's kind of hard for me to just jump back into it. So I'm going to just take it slow and do what I can, do what, feels right in the moment. So something like lighting incense and getting like the aromatherapy of it. I just want to let it flow naturally to me, but I know that I need to start incorporating things like that back into my daily routines. I just want to heal myself from the inside out. So, making things feel more like calmer, more steady and stable, and getting my mental and physical health and emotional health regulated, and maybe even my nervous system back regulated again. I feel like that's what I need this year in order to just have a really successful year. Just in my life and, with my personal growth and everything like that, and mental health and all of those things, but also in my business. Working on self-care is going to be huge this year, and I really hope to share a lot of that here on my channel. I was saying, like, getting more back into like meditating and journaling and scripting out my reality and things like that, which is a form of journaling. And saying like affirmations and different things like that to myself. Like, that's what I really think that where my focus is headed this year. So I feel like that's why there's so many words underneath this personal growth category. Some of the words that I chose was like prioritizing your peace. Like, I really want to prioritize my peace. I was diagnosed in 2023 with OCD, and after me and my therapist decided to go our separate ways, I was doing like, what was it called? Exposure therapy. We really didn't get to like go super far with it. And that's probably something that I need to go back to therapy for. And I'm not like super comfortable talking about it because I don't know enough about it myself. So I'm just finding ways to like prioritize and protect myself, prioritize my peace. And I definitely think that it's time for another spiritual journey, a new awakening that I'm going through, or at least that's what I think. Like, when we go through these moments of like our body or our nervous system is kind of like off, or something feels off balance, I believe that it is a moment of or time for like self-reflection, a moment of growth. I feel like the last time I went through something like this, when I was really at a low point, that's when I discovered like personal growth and personal development, and found like brand strategy and got my business together. And then things like totally changed for me. So that's why now I'm glad that I have like the awareness of that, because now as I move forward with this new chapter and this new journey, I'm confident to say, or believe at least, that this is a moment where, my mind, my body, my soul, my spirit, all of those things are kind of like going through a new growth. That's the hope that I'm holding on to, that, these things that are happening in this moment are not my forever. They are so I can grow. I don't know if this is an affirmation or something like that, but another thing that I found on Pinterest, it says, personal growth is not a matter of learning new information, but unlearning old limits. I thought that was brilliant, and it absolutely is true, because before, again, when I went through a personal growth journey, and back in like 2022, well, actually in 2020, when I found personal growth and all of those things at that time, I had a lot of like unlearning to do. I was a people pleaser. I felt like I didn't know who I was. I didn't have an understanding of who I was. It was like I had a lot of unlearning and a lot of deprogramming, unprogramming, whatever the word is. I had a lot of that to do. And I had a lot to learn about my own personal values and what truly mattered to me in my life. So I felt like this statement was so true and so appropriate to put on my vision board, because I just feel like it's a new growth and a time of like elevation for me. 3 or 4 years ago, when I started this journey, I had a totally different outlook on life. And now, I'm learning totally new things again. So I feel like it's just a lot of reprogramming and unprogramming and things like that to do for me with my personal growth. This one is one that I really, really need to work on. And that is like money and finances. Money is not a bad thing. Money is a good thing. We want money. We need money in order to thrive. And I think that for me, it's not just about having all of this money, just creating an income and creating different types of income streams and creating income through my business. Like that is a huge thing for me, and through my brand as well. I have a business called Gallery 713, but then the brand side of my things, which we'll jump into in a minute when we get to like the career section of everything. But this money section has a lot to do with my business. Like they kind of go hand in hand. I really want to work on, creating and generating income through my business and through different streams of my business. I just put like financial freedom. I always have enough money. I am financially free. And then this one is really important where it says, I deserve money. I deserve to have a lot of money. I attract massive amounts of money to me. For me, I really struggle with like my money mindset and thoughts about money or feelings around money. So it's really important to me to not just work on, generating income, but also working on my money mindset and, really speaking positivity over money and how money can be a tool in my life and my business. I want to create just a better vibration around money and, bringing money to me and not feeling this kind of like, feeling like if I have money, then people are going to, want to use me for money. Else, I'm kind of like the type to be like, if I don't have money, I'll just do without it. And I won't ask anybody if I ever needed it or whatever. I won't ask anybody. I'll just like kind of suffer through it because I feel like people have thrown it back in my face. And I feel like I just have an unhealthy relationship with money. So this is something that I need to work on. I guess we'll start at like the office or the desk area that you see. I really want to get this space like that. Like I like the vibe. I like the energy of it. At nighttime, I want it to feel like a vibe and just, feels warm and things like that. But in the daytime, it also can still feel like a vibe. It can, just natural lighting coming through and everything like that. And just feeling organized in this space is what I want. Still like a lot of stuff in here that I need to clear out of this room and just get it together and really get this into a functional office space, studio space. Necessarily that I need a label printer for this one, but just the amount of orders that I want to get. Like I just want to have a steady stream of orders coming in. I also do like services and things like that, but I am creating a lot of physical products this year, which you can kind of see on top of the table here. I'm already getting started on it. I will talk about that in a future video coming very, 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 very soon because I will be launching some of these things back here very soon. But anywho, I know that the cake probably represents like 100K, but it does say 100 on it. So I'm like, in the beginning, that's one of my first goals that I want to do is just reach 100 subscribers here on my channel. And I'm already at 41, which is a huge deal for me because it took me forever to even start this channel up and get this far. So I'm like grateful for that. And I'm grateful to be where I am right now. But I really, really want my YouTube channel to take off this year. And when I say take off, I mean, I want slow, steady growth, but I want it to take off in a way that I'm going a level deeper and I really want to connect with my audience and things like that. So that's why for the next one, I have it where it says at the bottom, views are up. Your channel got 1 million views in the last 28 days, even though I'm not necessarily looking for like 1 million views or whatever. If that happens, that's amazing. But I want like the views and the retention on the video, which lets me know that people are really, liking my videos. They actually are enjoying it. They're watching it. They're staying past the first minute or so of my videos. People truly want to watch the videos and they're actually engaging with it. They're liking it. They're subscribing to it. And they're really vibing and resonating with the content that I'm posting. So I want better quality. So I want to invest in a camera, but I want to wait until I at least get to 100 subscribers. And then I would love to maybe even eventually get a computer so I can edit on that instead of my phone or maybe even my tablet. I mean, it's fine for now, and I've been getting it done and it works perfectly fine, but I don't know, just so I can have my phone and stuff. Like, I kind of want to invest in a camera and a small one. Like, I don't want anything huge. Something that's probably the size of my phone would be just fine for me. But yeah, I just want to have like success with this and slow, steady growth that feels really good to me and feels good to my audience. And like, that would just be a dream. I probably could have named that one a little bit better, but anywho, home and family. I guess I named it that because it's like, you know, what's going to benefit not only me, but my boyfriend as well. Since we live together, we've been together for 15 years now. So, of course, I'm like trying to get this to feel like, you know, something that fits us both, but I'm really into organization. I'm not sure how much he's going to love all the organization ideas I have, because even earlier today we were discussing this and he was like, wow, you're extra. And I'm like, yes, I will be, especially when it comes to organizing. I mentioned this in a previous video that I felt like before, that I wasn't going to do all this until I like moved out and got a better space and all those things. But I'm like, you know, what better time to do it now and get used to doing those things? So when I do expand and move into a space that I actually want and things like that, like I will know how to manage and maintain that and take care of it. These are things that I really didn't learn growing up. So I'm trying to like learn it now that I am 35 years old. I almost forgot how old I was, but yeah, now that I'm 35 years old, I'm learning all of these things and how to like organize and maintain, and the fact that I actually love organizing and it actually helps me to function. So you're going to be seeing a lot of that here on my channel, and I already kind of started, so you guys can check out that playlist. I will link it somewhere, that I've been doing a little bit of organization, and I just want those videos to be even better, and not just the videos, but I want to do even more with it. So that's why I have some pictures here of like guys or some things that I would put in my bathroom. There's a fridge here because I definitely need to do a refrigerator clean out, and just organizing it and getting some things to organize the fridge because it's always just a chaotic mess in there. I want to actually do some DIY projects for all over. It's going to be like a room by room makeover series here on my channel. So you're going to see that, and you'll even see me do a few DIYs. So with the utensils, like I might paint some jars and stuff like that and put all the utensils and stuff in there, and get some like organizers for the kitchen cabinets. I may not have like this exact coffee setup, but it's gonna look something like it. So I just put some inspiration photos for kind of what I'm going for, the mood, the vibe, the energy that I'm going for this year. And then hopefully by, if not the middle of this year, by the end of this year, where it says new beginnings, and I just found this picture on Pinterest, and it said new beginnings on the empty apartment, and I'm like, yes, that's what I want. I want new beginnings in an apartment that I am like really happy with. This kind of looks like something that I would go for, so that's why I put this one. And I'm just wishing for that new beginning so badly, because I cannot wait to move. I cannot wait to be in a new space. And as I'm saying that right now, it's 3:33. Look at that, 3:33. That is a good sign here. But anywho, friends and relationships. So that's something that I am thinking about, you know, like getting friends again, because now I literally have no friends. It's just me and my boyfriend, and it's been this way for a while. That's due to a lot of things, anxiety and just not going outside too much, not hanging out with people. So I'm working on finding maybe friendships, you know, creating new friendships and things like that. But I think there's a lot of things to that, because I'm looking for friends who are also entrepreneurs, because I noticed that it just feels kind of like lonely in this entrepreneurship game, because I just feel like they would understand me, and we can also do other things besides just going out and drinking because I don't drink. So I want to have friends who like want to do other things, or like go to dinner, or maybe just sit at a cafe and work on content and stuff like that together. Like that would be a dream of mine. And then we can also do other things like go to museums together and do things, fun things outside of business as well. But again, I'm working on myself first, so I'm just going to let it, gradually start to happen, with putting myself out there more and developing these friendships. But so the next part of this is like the relationship part, as far as like me and my boyfriend. So we've been together again for 15 years. This month around the 24th or something like that is our anniversary. It'll be 16 years that we've been together. And it just feels like we have not, or maybe even have never been on the same page, as far as like, just feels calm. It feels soft. It feels like just peaceful. I think what's helped us maintain this is because we are like the best of friends. Want more than just this level that we've been trying to maintain because of all the other things that kind of just get in the way. This year, I'm really working on like creating softness within myself, and us working together on creating that softness, that communication, like dating again and things like that, and just taking things to a whole different level. So that's why you'll see, the guy kissing her hand and stuff like that, or the guy caressing her thighs, because I really want that like affectionate relationships and just caring. As far as like love languages go, like I'm a very affectionate person. I know he is more of like the gifts and acts of services. I'm working on that, to really care about like his love language, and I'm really talking to him more about what my love language is. So that's kind of like the goal this year. We're almost at the final stretch here, but this last area of my vision board is about like recreation and travel. You asked me, I could care less about traveling, which I know for so many people, they're like, they love traveling. Like my sister, she just loves to travel. I'm the complete opposite. I am an introvert. I don't want to travel. However, I do want to do more like activities and things like that for fun. There's like a dance studio. I'm thinking about like later on in the year, maybe signing up for a dance class, even just to try it. But I really can see myself doing dance, which is so weird because my whole life I've just been very people think I'm quiet, but I'm shy. I'm definitely very shy. It takes a lot for me to get to know somebody and then feel comfortable to like just be free and flow around them. So I've always wanted to like try some dance classes. I want to really get into piano and all of those things. Back in like 6th or 7th grade, we had a piano class, and it was like a class like the whole year. So I learned like one song, which was called like Spiral Staircase or something like that. I don't know why that's the only one that I remember. We did more than that one song, but that's the only one I remember. And I want to do more. Like I want to learn actual songs on the piano, and I would love to even like sing a little bit, even though I won't say that I can sing or anything, but I just want to do it. I've always loved that. I've always wanted like karaoke machines. I love music, dance and things like that. I think it's just forms of creative expression for me. Like I want to take some pottery classes, and I even want to get back into sewing. So for those of you that may not know, I don't know if you can see us back here because it's so dark, but I used to be a fashion designer, but I used to do it for a business. And now I want to like do it for myself. I want to try to like make my own outfits maybe. Another goal of mine is to find my own personal style. So that might include me making some things, or kind of like DIYing, revamping things that I find from, maybe the Goodwill or something. I want to show that here on my channel. At first I was like, well, are people going to like understand my channel if they see me sewing? And a big part of my channel is to show other entrepreneurs life outside of business as well, and like things that they're doing for their self-care, their mental health and things like that, and how it all plays a role in taking care of yourself while you're also a business owner, entrepreneur, brand, whatever it is. So I'm like, why can't I show those things? And it's a part of me, it's a part of my journey and everything like that. So you might even see like a day in the life video of me making things and sewing and going back to Joann's. Oh my God, I used to love that. I used to feel like I was on Project Runway. And as you can see, it makes me even smile just thinking about it. So I know that this means that I have to get back into doing some of the things that I used to do, but doing it for fun. And again, I never used to just sew for fun, for funsies. So now I'm ready to do that. And I'm just so excited for that. And the last thing is the dinosaurs. Call me Ross Geller, but I love dinosaurs. I used to be terrified of it, and now I'm just like obsessed with it. But we used to have a neighbor, and her name was Barbara, and we used to go downstairs to Barbara's house, me and my sister, and she was just the sweetest lady. I loved her, and she would always put on Jurassic Park, and I used to also be terrified of it, but it was probably like one of the only movies she had that was appropriate for kids at the time. But she would put on Jurassic Park. Me and my sister would watch that. I would be terrified and scared of it. And now here I am in my grown age of 35, absolutely loving dinosaurs. And yeah, just being Ross Geller over here. I highly, highly recommend you create your vision board it down into categories like this, and feel free to use these categories if it helps you. For myself, I will be printing these out and I'm going to put them up here on this cork board. But for now, it was just easier for me to kind of like get my thoughts together and kind of get the images that I wanted by going into Canva and doing this step first with like putting them into the categories that I wanted. And now I can go through and put them up on my cork board. I'm going to definitely do like a goals video and breaking down my goals even more. So make sure that you are subscribed to the channel and stay tuned, because I have so many more amazing videos coming this year. It is going to be just, this is our year, and I'm so excited for it, and I hope you are too. So please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. I said that weird. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.